In this lecture, we are going to talk about Python variables again. So the first thing that we are going to learn about is how can we assign two or more different values to a particular variable. If suppose you have got a variable like x, and if you want to assign three different string values to this variable, as we all know that string values, for passing string values, we need to enclose them in double inverted commas, like, right? So that's how we can pass three different orange, and then let's say guava. Fine, so these are the three different values. Now when you'll press enter, automatically what is going to happen, the compiler of this platform is going to assign all these three values to this variable x. Now in order to prove it, in order to check whether the values are there inside this variable x or not, what you can do, you can pass this command print x, and that's what you're going to get as an output. Fine, so that's how you can assign three or more different values to a particular variable that you are using for your program on Python platform. Similarly, if suppose you have got three different variables, let's say x, y, and z, and if you want to assign these three values to all these three variables in one go, so that's how you can do it. Let me prove it to you whether I'm right or not. So if you'll pass this command, so what is going to happen? You have to tell me the answer. Absolutely right. This is what we're going to get as an output: mango, orange, and guava. Likewise, if you'll pass this command, this is what you're going to get as an output. Fine. And if you'll pass this, you're going to get the same output again. So all the three values have got successfully assigned to all these three variables over here. This is one of the ways we can assign three or more different values to three or more different variables in one go. Now let's talk about collection. How can we define a collection on this Python platform? So for that, we are going to define a variable, let's say fruit, and here for defining a collection you need to put these two brackets, you need to make use of these two brackets. Then we can copy this thing and put it over here. So this is now going to behave as a collection of three different things. Now let's pass a value, let's pass a command like this here. Now you guys have to tell me, what is this command going to do? What is this code over here going to do? That is absolutely correct. All the values which we have defined inside this collection, they are going to be assigned to each variable that we have defined over here. Okay, let me just show you the output. If you'll print this y, you are going to get this thing. If you'll print x, you are going to get this thing again. And if you'll print z, again you are going to get the same output. Okay, again you are going to get the same output. See, so this is the list of different items which we have assigned to all these three variables over here in one go. Now if you'll make some changes like this in this code, then what will happen to the values of x, y, and z? Now the output which you will get is something like this. If you'll pass this command print x, this is the output which you are going to get. If you'll pass print y command, what is the output you're going to get? Let's just check it out. So orange, this is the output you're going to get. Now why is it happening? Just because this command over here is going to unpack this collection. Fine, it is going to unpack this collection and it is going to assign one single value to one single variable over here. Okay, so mango will be assigned to x, orange will be assigned to y, and if you'll pass this command, can you guess what you are going to get as an output? What we will get as an output in the output part? Absolutely correct. We will get guava. Okay, so this is the basic difference between this command and this command over here. What is this command going to do? It is going to assign all these three variables, or you can say this complete collection in one go to all these three variables here that we have defined. And what is this command doing over here? It is unpacking this collection and assigning one single value to one single variable that we have defined over here. Fine, so that's how these commas over here are going to affect the output. Now let's talk about Boolean variables. See, if suppose you pass a command like this, print bool, then you pass a string value. Let's say I'm going to write my name here. Fine. So this is what you're going to get as an output. So there are two things which fall under this category Boolean. One is true, one is false. The condition can be true or the condition can be false. Similarly, if you'll pass this thing, it's a syntax error that we're getting, sorry. If you'll pass an integer value, let's say 5. So again, you're going to get true because it is a type of integer. Now let me explain it to you with the help of if loop. Let's say there are two different variables. One is x and the second one is y. And I have assigned, two different values to these two variables over here. Let's pass an if loop and define a condition over here. If x is greater than y, then what should I haven't defined that colon. That is the reason I'm getting a syntax error. So we need to put a colon also after defining the condition. Now if x is greater than y, what should happen? I want to see the value of x. Else, so while you're mentioning the else part, you have to take care about the indentation. You need to eliminate all the spaces which were there earlier. Fine. So you can make use of backspace key for doing the same. And now let's define else part. So if the condition which we have defined inside the if loop, if it is not true, so we want to see the value of y in that case. So now what is happening? This condition is not true for these two values which we have defined for these two variables over here, right? That is the reason instead of getting the value of x, we are getting the value of y in the output part. So this thing tells us, it is telling us that a condition can be either true or it can be false. Let me define it again, and I'm going to make some changes over here. True, and here I'm going to write down false. Sorry. Let's pass this here and I'm going to replace this with smaller than sign. Now when you'll hit enter button, why are we getting a syntax error? Okay, just because there was some space before that if, that is the reason we were getting the syntax error. Now I think we'll be able to get the right output. Okay, just a second, let me do it again. So this is what we are getting as an output. Why? Just because this condition which we have defined over here, it is true for these two values, x is equals to 5 and y is equals to 7, and we know that 5 is smaller than 67. So that's the reason, because this condition is true, we are getting this in the output part. If this condition would have been false, so we would have got this in the output part. This is it for today's class. Hope you enjoyed this lecture. Please do try it out. Whatever we have learned in this lecture, please do try it on your respective device so that you can get a better understanding of each and everything whatever I am teaching you in these online classes. And also I would like you guys to share the link of this video with your friends in your group so that they can also enjoy the free coding classes that I'm giving on my channel. Thank you very much and God bless you all with a great future. Have a great day.